To find out more about Baba, to get to feel the most experience with Baba, is to surrender yourself to him. Never doubt him. Surrender yourself to him and let your life be led by him.
Salam, Brother
Salam,
Calvin.
salam.
Could you just let us know how you come to know Baba?
I got to know Baba from my grandfather's room's photograph. There was a photograph of someone with a bushy hair. Then at that time I was very young. I was still about 7 years old. So I started asking my parents, but my parents did not tell me what I said.
Is there any miraculous incidents happen to you that you can tell us?
There are actually many miracles and incidents that happened to him, but I would think I will tell you a few which is more significant incidents and miracles that happens to me, and which is you all may find out more about it, that how is it going to guide you in life. Okay, one of them is before I met Baba, before I knew who was Baba, and before I went to India, actually I met with an accident on my way back from SP, Sungai Petani. The whole car was my mother's car, and it crashed down the ravine. It was a total loss. But I was totally unscratched, and I was sitting outside the car. So I was thinking if I was flung out of the car, I'll be injured. But it was like I was, like sitting outside the car, maybe carried outside or something like that. And I feel there was someone walking beside me. When I take a look, it was like a bushy hair man. But that time it was like maybe people say Chinese call Padokui or whatever. Nobody knows lah. But as long as I was safe. Then the car came and asked me, why am I not dead? I'm still alive. I said, well, I'm alive. I can get someone to get me out of this place. So I got the things all done. My parents came back to me. And I started to have drinks with this so-called bushy hair man. And there was a time after the incident, I went directly to India and got the first interview. The first time I went to Puttaparthi, that was in the year 1999. I went to Puttaparthi, and on the first day, I managed to get the first row and managed to meet Baba, touch his feet, and also went into the interview room with Baba. There were a few things that couldn't be explained. Until today, it cannot be explained when I was in Puttaparthi, like how he manifested things. And when I was in the interview room, because there was that time I was only me in the interview room with him, and I was given something like a lecture and advices from Baba about my family members, which I didn't even say anything to him. I was very quiet because at that time I was shocked. All I know was I was crying, and I couldn't control the tears. I was like crying, and Baba started to tell me about my story, my parents' story, my family member's story, and also he manifested a ring. And the ring is very surprising. When he manifested the ring, I was looking. Because I'm a very curious person, I don't simply believe in things, I'm quite skeptic. But for no reason, in front of me, he was like smiling, and his normal action was like moving his head and smiling at me and take off his sleeve and slap my face and touch my hand, and the ring came out. I was like, how do you know? That's the first question that I don't really believe. That was the first question. And how do you manage to get the size of my finger? That was the second question. But after being to India a few times already, I realized that there's no answer for that, because he has been rolling his sleeve up, coming out with chain, coming out with rings, coming out with diamonds, coming out with watches, pendants, and I've also seen vibhutis coming out. So, and I've seen before, chain that big, that the pendant, with the chain is quite big. You cannot even hold with your hand. And Baba's hand is quite small. It's not like our hand so big, Baba's height and Baba's size. How did he manifested it in front of everyone? It's not like magic. In magic, you have to close your eyes. Actually, when I came back to Penang, only I started thinking, how did he know the size of my finger? And how did he manifest the ring exactly the size of my finger? And then when I took it to a gold shop, it was all 99.9 gold. You can easily bend the ring. Pure gold, pure diamond. The second one was I was there for about nearly 1 week. I wanted to go back because at that time, 1999, the place there was very slum, full of mud, and I was not used to staying there. And that time there was no phone there. We have to walk to there was a place for phoning, using the what do you call that? It's like the public phone. Then I wanted to change my ticket. So every time I tried to change the ticket, it was not successful. So one day while I was walking out Ganesh Gate, and while I was going to change my ticket in another travel agent, a man, an uncle, stopped me, and he said, "My son, why are you going back so early? You should stay for another few days. Stay some more." And when I looked back, he disappeared. But I recognized the voice, the same voice that was speaking to me in the interview room. And the way he touched me was the same, but different personality. So I couldn't change the ticket again. I went back. Then I tried a few more times to change the ticket. Until I got so fed up that I cannot change the ticket, I went to the picture of Baba. I said, "I'm going to challenge you. I'm going to change the ticket. I want you to make me get back." Then really the ticket was approved. The ticket was changed. On the day when I went back, I took a taxi. That time was we had to go to Chennai. We had to go Bangalore to Chennai. The flight was from Chennai. I took a flight from Bangalore and it was a delayed flight. And when the flight reaches Chennai, I saw Singapore Airlines flying off, which was supposed to be my flight lah. So I said, "Gone case lah." So I went to the counter. I asked Singapore Airlines. Singapore Airlines said that was not their problem because the flight was supposed to be India Airlines. So you have to get back to India Airlines to ask India Airlines for compensation for a new ticket for Singapore Airlines. And that time I only have 50 ringgit Malaysia left in my wallet. So I told Singapore Airlines, "What can I do now?" So Singapore Airlines said, "You apply from India Airlines and see what India Airlines can do." I went to India Airlines and applied for the compensation of the flight because they were late, they did. But India Airlines told me that you can only know it the next day. So I took a taxi. I went to just a very lousy hotel. That time, a hotel in China, any hotel would do lah. Because I got only $50. 50 ringgit Malaysia left in my wallet. I called my parents. I called my father. I said, "I got only $50 left. What should I do?" My father says, "Okay, never mind. They will try to send money to me." But they do not know how to send it to me because they do not have the address of the hotel. And I don't even know how they can send it to me. That time there was no PayPal, no Western Union. So my father was like telling me, "Okay, never mind, you try to call back in another 1 hour's time." And they cannot get to my hotel because they don't have the numbers. They do not know how to contact India at that time. It was 1999. So I got no more money in my wallet. I was very worried. And this $50 I have to pay for the next taxi trip or whatever, the next expenses. So, and the hotel fees again. So I stayed there. In the end, I was like very scared. I told Baba, "Never mind." I took out the picture of Baba which I bought. I took the joysticks that I bought, and I put the pictures on the side table of my bed. I was like telling Baba, "Okay, Baba, I surrender to you. Okay, you call me your son, and you think that I'm your son. I mean, okay, I'll be your son. You are my Lord. You're my God. You are my Father. Whatever you are. I'm asking for forgiveness from you. You please forgive me, and I surrender to you. You can do whatever you want to me. I'm yours already." And of all the things I saw, there was a very, very unexplainable things until today lah. That the joystick came up with a sign from the smoke, Om. And after the Om sign disappeared, the hotel telephone rang, and I answered the phone. I thought the hotel, someone must have called me or my father maybe got the number or whatever, because I told my father the hotel's name. But it was from Singapore Airlines. And Singapore Airlines told me that, "Oh, sir, we have already changed your ticket for tomorrow to business class instead of economy class." I was from economy class. One time we will provide the taxi for you also. After everything done, I said, "Okay, very good. I'm very happy. Everything is safe already." I started to think myself, how on earth did Singapore Airlines find out which hotel I was in? And why must Singapore Airlines pay for the compensation and give me business class? That was very weird. So I did not bother lah. The next day I went to Singapore Airlines, I took business class, and I'm back in Penang. I told my parents what happened. My parents was very surprised. But from what I heard another day, that the other Singapore Airlines had some problem. May have crashed or whatever, I don't know, but some problems. So I was safe from that problem. So in the end, I realized that why Baba did not want me back to get away from that problem. But how did Singapore Airlines find out which hotel I'm staying until today, I still don't understand. I'm already now, it has been 1999 to 2021 already. I still cannot explain why and how Singapore Airlines found out which hotel I was in, and how did they know that I was in the hotel. So from that day onwards, I started following Baba. After this interview, I came back, my life started to change. Baba starting to guide me, giving me answers, answers to my questions. And for example, like my job, my occupation, I've been changing jobs until one day I came to a job that Baba chooses for me. Because I told Baba that one day I have to take care of my parents, I'm the only son in the family. And my parents are already 80 plus, I have to take care of them. So I need a job that...
Stable job.
Yes, a stable job that I can have more time with my parents. And I can get money and earn at the same time. So Baba gave me this job, which I don't need to go to the office. And I can be at home, I can still move around, and I can still be with my parents, taking care of my parents, and still earning at the same time. And this job gives me a lot of, incentive, like trips or whatever. So one day I told Baba that, okay, since now my parents is quite okay, quite healthy, I was wondering whether my company will give me a trip to somewhere I wanted, like India or something, so that I can go there and see the Indian places. I was just putting in my heart only, the trip was not out yet. At the end of the year, I even told people that I hope for that trip. In the end of the year, when they announced the trip was exactly the place I wanted to go. So I was like, Baba, are you playing a fool with me? You are showing me another miracle. The answer says, try it lah. If you can get the trip, then it's a miracle lah. Baba won't give you the whole thing free of charge. You have to do it and you can work for it also. During MCO, everybody start to think, you never go to work, got case lah, no money. But I'm still earning. And I also managed to achieve my target during MCO. It's like so miraculous. Like people will start to come and find me, so I go and find them. As Baba says, okay, I prepare for you. First 6 months, you get it done already. Another 6 months, you rest and take care of your parents because it's MCO. Oh. And I told Baba something. I said, this year I want to be promoted. But MCO lah, how to get promoted? Baba says, what? You just do, I will arrange it for you. So I did it. Of all the things, on the middle of December, that was last month, I was promoted. To find out more about Baba, to get to feel the most experience with Baba, is to surrender yourself to him. Never doubt him. Surrender yourself to him and let your life be led by him. Give your whole life to him. He will arrange it for you properly. So it's like because of this training I went through with Baba, I'm starting to smile and calm myself down until today. And I find that it's a very good thing. After calming myself down today, I feel that it's better in my life. And I've been accepted more towards the community and society, and more people like me. The way that I like people and the way I help people is better. And from what that Baba has guided me and through the answers that he has given me, he says, always you go and help people, you don't expect anything back, you don't worry. But anyhow, one day you also expect, when you are in problem, people to help you. So if you want God to help you, you just think that you must help the people, because inside everybody there is God. After helping people, I feel the true bliss is not by the happiness that we achieve ourselves through our success or whatever. The true bliss is actually from the happiness that people gain from us.
Yes.
How we make people happy, and when they are happy, it's like double happiness. You are happy, you only want happiness.
Correct.
But you make everyone happy because of you make them happy. It's like so many happiness.
Correct.
And that is the true bliss I receive. So I prefer to have this true bliss. Maybe this is the things that Baba has already taught us that made me change until now. And until today, I still have encounters with him. But he's no more here. But he's actually, to me, my belief is he's everywhere. He's everywhere. Though that you don't see his form here anymore, but he's everywhere. The way I encounter him now is when every time I encounter problems or I encounter doubts or anything that I need questions and answers, I will just send the question and answer like in my mind, why is it like this? What should I do? And obviously, I will receive a voice, exactly like his voice, telling me, why not this? Go try it. And every time I do it, you'll be successful. So I still feel that he's still with us. As long as we have surrendered, he's still with us, no matter where we are. It's like there's no ending to this. I can tell you a story about what happened recently only about with my parents.
Yeah, please.
My father is having fixed. He has a minor stroke. And he has not been having fits for quite some time. So on that day, I started to cook hot pot. You know, I'm quite a good cook. I cook hot pot, and I bought prawns. Something told me that do not let your father take so much prawns. I said once a while, never mind lah. Since once a while it's okay lah. So long time already. So I cooked the prawns. He was taking the prawns. Suddenly there was attacks of fits again, and he was like hang and sleeping away already, you know, dozing off. And I was very shocked. So I told Baba, I do not know what to do anymore. And I do not know what's happening. Baba says, put your hand on the head. I put the hand on the head. I said, oh, it's not stroke. As Baba said, it's the attack of fits again. So the answer is correct. So what to do is I have to call the hospital. And I have to get him to the hospital as soon as possible. So I told Baba, please help me get him awake until the ambulance came. Now, how on earth will an 80-plus-year-old man withstand the fits and for half an hour to 1 hour? How on earth is that? You know how long it took for the ambulance to come? 45 minutes. To get him to the hospital is only 1.5 hours. And the ambulance gave us an answer. Oh, we did not manage to find your area. So in the end, he managed to get into the hospital. When he reached the hospital, everything was okay, or nothing wrong anymore. No more problem. And he has to stay for 2 days for observation. So I was like thinking, I asked Baba, why, you know, he's okay already, no more problem, why he has to be on observation? He says, no, you stay with him and see. So I stayed the whole night with him. And Baba did not want me to sleep. He says, you see and watch him. Today is the day you can watch the whole thing. So I did not sleep. Well, actually, he was okay already, stable already. I did not sleep. I was like watching, looking at him. Then only I realized that in between his sleep, he is not breathing. So I asked the doctor, what is the reason? Why my father sleeps halfway, the breathing will stop for nearly at least 1 to 2 minutes, then to breathe back. It's quite dangerous and risky.
Yeah.
Maybe Baba wants me to see this. So I asked the doctor. The doctor says he's having sleep apnea, and it's a very high risk for heart patient and stroke patient. There may be another attack come.
Who is Sai Baba to you?
As you know, I've already surrendered to Baba. So Baba is actually to me it's my heavenly father, the one that owns me, and also my God.
Thank you for sharing your story.
Oh, welcome. Thank you. You thank
Brother
Baba
Calvin.
instead.
And it's very interesting.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Welcome.
And
Thank you.
Sairam.
Sairam.